I spent 3.5 incredible days in the beautiful city of Jeddah, the city that is also known as the Bride of the Red Sea. There I explored Balad, Jeddah's historical old city, chilled out at a bohemian beach club, got inspired at an art exhibition about sustainability, and had the best live chats with the locals and the expats that live there. I definitely didn't have as much time as I wanted to spend here, but I made the biggest attempt to fit in as much as possible. Good morning everybody, so I'm just here with Nouf and Marwah, and we're just on the way to get some traditional Saudi breakfast. Exactly. To fuel us up for the busy day ahead, we arrived at Madak Zaman, a renowned traditional Saudi breakfast place in the busy area of Al Khalidiyah. The restaurant's name, Madak Zaman, actually translates in English to "it tastes like the old days." So with that, I knew that I was going to have a real old-style Saudi breakfast experience. Okay, let's go. Before coming to Saudi Arabia, I had recently read that the country ended gender segregation in restaurants, but seeing as this one was an old traditional style Saudi restaurant, it still had 2 separate entrances and sections, one for males and the other one for families and females, which we were in. So guys, what would you say is the best thing about Jeddah?
The Red Sea.
The Red Sea.
Jeddah, everything.
Everything?
Yes.
That's
She
what
loves Jeddah. But
Yes.
I'm not from originally from Jeddah.
I'm from Jeddah.
Okay,
Well,
you're
I'm
from Jeddah, okay.
Because this way, I love everything in Jeddah. Sea, Balad, everywhere is nice.
Right, yeah. So this is hummus,
Food.
food.
Tamis, it's very,
Tamis, okay.
very
Is this like
popular.
Saudi kind
Yes.
of bread?
This
Okay.
is not Saudi. Okay, this is Saudi now.
Yes,
but
okay.
originally it's from Afghanistan
Okay.
But it's famous here in Jeddah.
because of
Cosmopolitan people from outside.
Okay.
they come to Makkah and they brought their tradition.
Okay.
And this is now very popular here in Saudi.
For about an hour and a half, myself, Marwah and Nouf literally chatted about everything from daily life in Saudi to our careers to our big life goals. And honestly, both of them had the most amazing infectious energy when they were talking about this. How did you develop this love of diving?
How? You know, diving, it wasn't something on my mind. It just came coincident that it changed my whole life. This is the thing that I want to spend my whole life just doing it. So diving was amazing. Used to see a lot of people everywhere from the world, you know what I mean? But there you meet people from Germany, from Norway, from, you know, a lot of countries.
Yeah.
You take them to show them the beauty of the Red Sea. That was amazing. You read like 100 books about the US, let's just say, or Germany. It's different when you meet someone and you hear the story from the locals.
Big change. We have more freedom, actually.
We can do anything we want now. Like literally, we can just take the car and go to the north of the kingdom and
So
then
that was amazing.
south.
That's only a year and a half?
2 years.
2 years.
That was
Well,
my
nearly.
year and a half. Was my dream. My dream to explore the Red Sea coast by car. And
So
now
you were like, that's the first thing I'm going to do.
I'm gonna do this. Yes. You travel. You can get your own passport and travel. You wanna go on a boat trip. You wanna travel. You wanna go with your car. You wanna do camping, boarding, whatever you wanna do. You can do now. Yeah. I'm happy that I'm alive to witness this
exactly.
history. So I did the first female diving liverboard trip in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Because before we couldn't go on boat trip without guiding, but now we're allowed. So now we live on the boat like for 3 days, 1 week. The only thing we do is just diving, eat and sleep. Repeat. The only female diving trip in Saudi. Wow. Liverboard.
Wow, that's cool to see that.
Exactly.
So guys, something that you will learn very, very quickly if you visit Saudi is just how generous the locals are. And here I actually have Nouf refusing to let me pay for breakfast. She told me that this is the Saudi way and that the locals will always try and treat their guests. So next stop on our journey was Al Balad, Jeddah's old historical neighbourhood, and on the way there I couldn't help but notice all the incredible art structures dotted everywhere in the city, especially the ones that were in the roundabouts that were super abstract and just really different to anything I'd ever seen before. So Marwah, you said all of these structures, they're from international artists all over the world. Okay. So that's very unique to Jeddah as well.
See this gate?
Yes.
You know, Jeddah before have gate, have wall around Jeddah. This is one of the gate.
And when did they like take down the wall?
They take it like more like 60, 70 years. To be safe, they have this wall around.
Okay.
And this even the door was closed as at night.
Old buildings.
Yeah.
For the life inside this area.
Really
I don't know
cool.
what's written in there. Do you know?
I will tell you some story. This road is called Dahab Gold, Gold Street. They found inside the wall some gold from some house,
Okay.
and they put the name Gold Road.
Was this when they were taking it down?
Yes. Because from long time no bank, everyone like hide their money inside the wall.
Okay.
And, you know, generation of generation, and nobody know about this wall. See this stone?
Yes.
Part of the wall for Jeddah.
Oh, cool. After about half an hour driving and taking in so many of the sights around the city, we finally arrived in Balad, which is like the old area of Jeddah.
It's called a Mankabi stone. Have a look, you will find some fossil of the coral or stuff from the sea.
So I learned that old port city of Jeddah actually dates back to the 7th century when it was founded by fishermen, and it was only in 2014 when it was designated one of the 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Saudi Arabia.
This house was the American embassy.
Oh really? Like we haven't properly gone into it yet, but it seems like this place has just so much character to it. It's really nice and peaceful down here.
Believe me, I like enjoying to come to
So our first stop in the neighbourhood was Al Balad's oldest library.
The National Geographic.
Oh, we saw some of these actually in the souk in Riyadh. Yeah, they were very cool.
And then Murabba or something. Even the old books.
In here, Marwah showed me lots of picture books of Jeddah years and years ago, and I also found out that the name Jeddah or Jeddah in Arabic, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, also means grandmother, as it's believed that Eve, the mother of all humanity, was actually laid to rest here. And I just thought that was super interesting, as it was something that I had never heard of before. Oh, this is the grave of Eve.
Here in Jeddah.
Oh, really?
Okay, meaning the grandmother.
This is one of the reason we call it Jeddah.
What just really made Al Balad stand out for me as we toured around the neighbourhood was how these stunning coral and wooden buildings have the most beautiful, colourful, laced windows. And this is actually one of the things Al Balad is famous for. And here in Saudi, I learned that they actually call this window style Rawashin. So every single building has a different style door.
And you know the door, it shows how wealthy the family
That's
is.
what Marwah was just saying.
Yeah.
Marwah told me that Jeddah is often deemed as the capital of art, and I definitely saw that in Al Balad, as there is no shortage of incredible galleries. All the art pieces here are incredible.
This is like eating the same.
This is amazing. We didn't manage to get around to all of the art galleries, but with the ones we did visit, there was lots of beautiful paintings of places all around Saudi Arabia, lots of photos of nowadays, and of course the olden days gone by, and lots of really interesting and amazing abstract art pieces. Another beautiful house that we came by was the Baishin house that was lived in by the Baishin family, one of the wealthiest and most popular families in the area. And we were actually lucky enough to meet one of the family members there who ended up telling us lots of information about the house. Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Hi. Baishin family, one of the big family. Age of this house is over 280 years.
Wow.
280 years. So you can take a quick look about the house.
In the house, there were lots of old photos on almost every wall depicting the merchants of the family, which were really interesting to look at and also gave a really good idea of what life was like there years and years ago. So what you're looking at in front of you is a Roshan window, which I was telling you guys about earlier. And this was the coolest part of the house, as these were the type of windows that actually jutted out from the wall in a way to allow for more air to go right through the house. Next, we went into the multimedia room, which was packed with lots of books and information about the area. But what really caught my eye in this room was just how they were preserving the chairs and using them almost like an art installation on the wall. And I just thought this was such a clever idea. Right next door was Historical Nights, one of Al Balad's quirkiest cafes. So we said that we had to go in and check it out. Nouf.
Yay!
This is an example when you go out inside the house. This part,
It's Beautiful.
Yes.
It was always a colourful dress that they would wear on their
before,
wedding.
long time, like maybe like 16, 17 years ago, they will colorful. But now, now it's starting right. You can go up.
Okay. So going up another floor, we decided to explore the terrace, and up there they had the most incredible views of the neighbourhood and literally every type of antique from the olden days. And this was all of their terrace.
Some of them like new, but like they do it by old copy. And for what?
For the pool.
Pool, yeah.
Yes. As we continued to roam the streets, we saw lots of street vendors and brightly coloured shops selling everything from nuts and spices to abayas and souvenirs.
Traditional stuff.
Wow.
You see me
Coffee.
later. This one, all drum.
Oh yes, I know that from all the desert safaris. And on one of these streets, we ended up meeting a local Saudi man who was wearing the traditional Jeddah style dress and was kind enough to show us around his souvenir shop.
Like fishing, people have the water. This is the old for the woman.
Pool, the one you ate in the morning.
Yes,
Pool, yeah,
there.
pool. This is type of game.
The Jeddah historical, these houses and buildings are built from the same stone. So they use the same stone. So we're gonna have a quick look.
Magna, kitchen, البوكمارك.
This is all made here in Jeddah from the same stone that they built this real houses.
See, you can check like the fossil. See?
Very nice. Handmade.
Needed. You need to get that. So as we were walking along one of the alleys, I saw one of the biggest and best preserved houses in the area right in front of us.
Nasif House. King Abdulaziz, when he take Jeddah, part of the Saudi Arabia, they come and sit here.
He was a guest
It's
here.
beautiful.
Yes, this is the biggest house here.
The stairs are very close to each other because the camels used to go up with all the goods.
Oh, really?
Please.
Oh. Unfortunately, we couldn't go into the house as it was undergoing renovations at the time, and it was actually one of the workers there that told us that they're doing all of these renovations to actually reopen it as a museum really, really soon. What's around my legs? Oh, a cute little cat. Oh, I love cats. He'll probably follow us now.
This is the twins like me.
Oh, this one. So there's offices in this one. Marwah also told me that Jeddah is known as the gate to Mecca, as it was the primary way for Muslims who travelled across seas to get to the holy city of Mecca for the Hajj and Umrah pilgrims.
Jeddah, the people come from sea and go this way, start the way for the Hajj.
Okay.
Gate of Mecca, they said, Bawabat al-Haramain.
And then guys, we just continued to walk around and explore every little street and corner, and it was actually amazing to have Nouf and Marwah with me, who could answer all my questions and tell me all the information about the place. They were literally like the best tour guides ever. So after putting in what felt like thousands of steps, we decided to take a short little break for ourselves and get some super fresh sugarcane juice. So we're just here to get sugarcane juice, super fresh.
Like Jeddah.
Love Jeddah. This has been incredible.
Here you go.
Thank you. My first sugarcane juice.
Really?
Yes.
My father raised.
That's why your name is on so many of these buildings here. You're famous here, Marwah. After feeling super hydrated and energized again, we decided to do a spot of shopping and ended up going into this very colourful linen store to see what we could find.
Like me.
To wrap up our last half an hour in El Balad, we went to the fruit and veg market where everything there looked super fresh and colourful. Salam alaikum. Right next to the fruit and veg market was Jebel Street Souk, where we had a quick walk through, and guys, there was even more linen, spice, souvenir and gold shops. I feel you could literally spend the whole day here exploring all the different stores and really getting a sense of the culture and traditions here. Traditional style.
Traditional style. I usually buy material and go take the material to the tailor.
Okay.
To do my special abaya.
Guys, as you've seen from the video, Al Balad is such a quaint, peaceful place with some of the oldest and most beautiful buildings in the city. And honestly, the whole area just gave off this enchanting ancient feel. So I would definitely put this on your list of places to see in Jeddah. So by this time, breakfast was definitely worn off us, so we decided to go and grab some lunch in this ultra cool cafe called Sinless. So guys, the food here was so good. It was like any vegan or vegetarian's dream spot, as almost everything on the menu was plant-based. Hey guys, so I'm just back in my hotel room. Nouf and Marwah just dropped me off there, and yeah, exhausted now because we had a serious amount of walking, but it was just such a lovely morning and afternoon with them. Honestly, we had like just the best chats. We had so many different things in common, like just we chatted about like traveling the world and about mindsets and about goals and things that we were passionate about, and it was just so lovely, like just the best chats. And myself and Marwah, well, Marwah was actually a teacher for 12 years as well, so we had that in common, so that was kind of cool. And then Nouf is the diving instructor, like, and just travels around the world diving in the most amazing places. So like seriously, how cool can you get? Like, yeah, just literally loved both of them. They were like such good energy. We were just laughing and chatting for the whole day. So yeah, and Balad was just incredible, like so much character to it, and it was just steeped in history and culture and just such a peaceful place to walk around. So yeah, it was just a really lovely morning and afternoon. So I'm going to chill here for the next bit, and I'm going to bring you all down to the Corniche in Jeddah. After going to the hotel room and having a little nap for an hour, I decided to go down to the Corniche to try and catch sunset, as my friend Anna told me that this was the most beautiful time of the day to go there. The Corniche is one of the greatest attractions for the whole city, and as I walked up and down it, I could see no end of the Corniche in sight, and it was only afterwards I found out that it was 35 kilometers long. So now guys, that could be a walking challenge for you if you do end up visiting Jeddah in the future. I'm just walking along the Corniche now, and I just made it in time for sunset, so it was ideal. Honestly, it is the most beautiful time to come down here. So it's just so busy here with families having picnics. There's loads of parks for the kids. Everybody's just chilling out. Look at that sky. My original plan was to go down there for like half an hour to get some pictures and videos, but I think I ended up staying there for almost 3 hours in the end, as I was just so mesmerized by the sea, and I was just so content and happy by taking in the people and really embracing its super chilled, laid back vibe there. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see lots more of my Saudi adventure. There's so much more to come, and I'm so excited to share it with you.